Hi, Shelly. All right, I wanted to do this video to help you understand the meal side of this, the nutrition end, like we talked about on the phone the other day. So I'm going to share my screen and go through the process that I was talking about with the which phase we're going to kind of start you in and explain that a little bit more. And then this is trial and error, so we'll see how it goes the first couple of weeks, and we'll keep track of everything and then go from there. So if I share my screen here, I'm going to bring you over first to this page, which shows you those phases that I was talking about. So everyone starts at a little bit different place here. But let me just show you at the bottom here. 1510 is a number that's calculated specifically for you based on your age, gender, and height and weight. And then that's basically the amount of calories that your body needs if you did absolutely nothing all day. So if you just laid in bed, you still need calories coming in to have your body function, have your organs working and everything. So we don't want to get, any lower than that, simply because things start getting really off with, your hormones and metabolism. This number up at the top, maintenance calories, this is the one we're kind of aiming for right now. This will probably change as your weight changes as we go along. But 2076 is the amount of calories you need right now with the amount of exercise and, steps and playing with the grandkids, things like that added into your day. Again, just a number that we calculate, and it may shift as we go along, but that's where we're starting. So I've got you here, this phase one, which is what we call the metabolic reset or reverse diet phase. So we have you here, I put 1,800 calories as your starting point. So again, just, depending on where you were before this is what's going to determine what's happening. So if you stick to 1,800 calories, let's see how the phase one, if, some people do lose weight in this, because technically you are in a calorie deficit coming from that number up at the top there. So it's lower than 2076. But our goal is to get you up to about 2,000 calories to kind of just feed and nourish your body into this maintenance calorie number. And we'll play around with the other numbers in this, such as your proteins, carbs, and fats. So I've got those all loaded into the app as well, which I'll go through. And then a lot of times what happens is once we get you to these maintenance calories, you should be starting to, your weight really will stop. You'll plateau. That's when we start to get those plateaus, right? And I think you mentioned that you would always get to the 170s and then kind of hit that plateau. So we need to break that. And that's when we would start a calorie deficit again. So it's these different phases that you're manipulating your body and your numbers. But you don't ever want to try to do this too quickly, because then it becomes kind of like that yo-yo dieting. So we have to kind of let the body, slowly work this through. And then, if you keep your numbers the same for a few weeks and we start to notice different changes, that's how I can help you manipulate the numbers. So I'll help you with all that as we go along. But I just want to show you that to help that part of things. Then if we take you to another screen here, 1 second. All right. I just did in my, or I'm sorry, not my Fitness Pal, in Trainerize, I added your numbers in here. So let's see. On here, I've got your computer's taking a little bit here. Your nutrition goal right here. So when you pull up your app, you should see these numbers now. Hopefully it works. But you got your total of 1,800 calories that we're trying to aim for each day. You've got 30% of those calories coming from protein. So if that number 135 grams of protein looks pretty large to you, sometimes that's usually the hardest part for people to begin with. If you're really low on that protein number, before you started this, let's work up slowly to that. So I don't want you to, try to aim for 135 grams of protein if you've been way under 100. So just trying to slowly work up on that protein. That's going to be your number one support in getting your calories, balanced. So I always tell people the protein is kind of the magic, where the magic happens. Your carbs and fats are going to kind of come in after that. So If you're, you said you're worried about, staying a little bit lower during your dinners, that's totally fine as long as your overall calories are coming up balanced. So I've got 158 grams for carbs and 70 grams for fats. And then as a sample, I just added it in your plan here as well. This is just something you can, go off of to get started. So it's got your breakfast, mid-morning snack, lunch, afternoon snack, dinner. And again, these can all be swapped out. If you're tracking everything in MyFitnessPal, you'll still be able to look through the numbers and see where you're following. So if you're right around, 1,800 calories, 1,850, maybe you're above one day, a little bit below the next day. As long as we're evening out at the end of the week, you're fine. So I know some people like to have a little bit more flexibility than just following the same foods every single day. And some people like doing it this way too, having a little more structure and having the same things to eat every day. So it's really up to you, but we'll keep monitoring it. We'll keep helping you as you're tracking everything. All right. So let me next work on your other things in the app, such as the workouts, the water, and your steps per day. So these are going to be showing up on your app as we go. And we'll set up another call soon. And on Friday, you should be getting a check-in form to fill out. And I'll take a look at that over the weekend. It could get you started fully. All right. Talk to you soon.